Friday, March 28th, 2025 at 1:45 p.m.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. At this time, we'll stand for a moment of silence, and then we'll have the pledge to both flags led by Veteran Service Officer Steve Hernandez. Proclamations and resolutions on D1, a ratification or proclamation recognizing the 150th anniversary of Crawford School System.
Public comments? Any public comments?
Public comment?
Were there any public comments?
I would prefer not to have any. Just kidding. Did anyone come to speak during the public comment session? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. This proclamation was read last weekend. The one's here in court today. So I'll make a motion to approve D1.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move down at this time to D2. Commissioner Wilson.
Yeah, we're going to give a proclamation to the New Deliverance Missionary Baptist Church Worship Center, their 25th church anniversary. We don't have anybody in here today, so we're going to give that to them soon. So I make a motion that we ratify the proclamation. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number D3 will be Commissioner Wilson again.
That's a proclamation honor Rappaport Academy Ravens boys basketball state championship team. They won't be here today, but I am going to go over there this afternoon and give this to them in person. So we're excited about that. So I make a motion that we approve the ratification of the proclamation. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Other than we do have a lot of championship teams around here.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
very, very proud of that here in this community, as well as the fact they're good student athletes.
Yes.
So that, all right. Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll go to the consent agenda right now. Does anyone have anything they recommend for a pull?
We have 3 to pull, Judge.
Any other recommendations? Okay. If not, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of the recommended pools?
So move. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Dustin, should we move on and take care of the outside speakers first?
Yes, sir. So if it's all right, we can go down to item M3. This is Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service update from District Extension Administrator. I'd like to call on Jay Kingston.
Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Jay.
How are you today, sir?
Good.
Good.
I do have a handout for you. I can pass it. There we go.
Thank you, Jay. Did you bring some readers for me?
That is pretty small print there. We have a lot of information to share.
That's awesome.
I've got one lens you can use. I'm not
Just
using
one,
it, but
we have them out.
First off, I want to thank you so much for the courts and the county's support of the AgriLife Extension County agents here in McLennan County. I think y'all do a tremendous job supporting them and providing them with the things they need to do the excellent programming that they do. So we created this newsletter to share some of the great things that have been done in the past year. And so if we look at that front page, this is a district-wide synopsis of our 4-H programming that we've done this past year. As you know, McLennan County is within our District 8, which is 21 counties. Kind of y'all are right smack in the middle of our district, but we're doing some great things, and you can see that through those different project work. But if we turn over to the back, we can break it down kind of by agent as to some of the things that they've been doing. We'll start with Shane and his ag production programming. One of the things we added this year, and we start evaluating our programming effort, and we'll gain some economic impact data. And you can see there some of the, through his row crop production, through programming and asking those attendees kind of what kind of economic impact this program had on their operations. You can see estimated about a little over $1 million anticipated benefit from attending those row crop production meetings. And if we look at our livestock and forage programming, again, just right over $1 million impact to those livestock producers. Shane also has a very robust master gardener programming that does a lot of things for the community, and I know he's proud of that as well. He does quite a bit of horticulture-related programming as well across the county. And as you may know, Shane, he's one of our leaders in the district, and we always look to him to kind of help mentor and bring on our newer agents across the district, and we're proud of his work. We have Jared as well with the natural resources programming. He does adult work and youth livestock work for our kids here in McLennan, and he does an outstanding job as well. Particularly proud of his new and small landowner series that he conducts. As you well know, that audience is growing and will continue to grow, and he does some important programming. He'll do 2 series, one in the fall, and he's fixing to kick one off here in the spring for those new landowners, and so doing some great things there. Also, Jared is working on a feral hog result demonstration project, and so as you well probably know, feral hogs are an issue.
I'd like to get into that.
And we're trying to figure out how to get a handle on that. And so Jared's work with that is helping as well. Maddie, with her 4-H and youth development work, she is the agent that leads that up, along with Jared. Jared supports that, and all the other agents in the office as well support the 4-H program. McLennan County has, says here 368. That was last year. It's actually more than that this year, and so we're proud of that effort. They do provide a lot of opportunities for our youth, and life skills is teaching those kids life skills and the things that will help them in the future. One of the things Maddie is very proud of is her curriculum enrichment in the school districts with our school children. And you can see she's reached over 8,000 school-age kids. A lot of that is through ag literacy and learning about ag production and some of those things. As we know, that's important for our future is teaching those kids about where their food comes from and how to be a part of that. Rachel is your FCH agent. She has been here just a little over a year. I think the last time I was here, we introduced her as the new agent for the Family and Community Health Program, and she has hit the ground running, and very proud of the effort that she's put forth so far. She is fairly new, just has about 3 years experience, but she's showing some momentum there, and especially in that chronic disease programming and helping those participants learn how to manage those chronic diseases. And she has a pretty big effort in that retail food safety certification for our food handlers across the county. Also, we have our Better Living for Texans agent, and that is April Strickland, and she does quite a bit of work in the community with those lower income families. Her main area of focus is nutrition for those families, and being able to budget and meal plan on, for those SNAP eligible participants. And so she provides the nutrition and then the kind of the healthy living programming as well. But again, tremendous support. We appreciate that. Your agents are doing outstanding work. They are, all 5 of them are, they're really examples for our district and for the state. So we definitely appreciate that. I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Questions or comments from anyone?
Yeah, I've got to come out to a few events, and the high schools aren't teaching this anymore, life skills especially. So not to knock the high schools or anything like that, but it's great to have great programs like this in our community.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And I'm, quite honestly, I appreciate when we do these reports because I think we
Yeah.
forget how busy you guys truly stay.
Right, right.
And Shane, I don't think you ever take a day off because when we're enjoying our weekends, he's somewhere helping somebody show something.
That's
or
right.
Teaching somebody something. And so those don't go unnoticed, and we're very grateful to have the program and you guys. Anything else?
I'd like to give a shout out to April Strickland and the job she did with the Walk Across Texas, Let's Walk Waco, back in this fall.
Right.
I had a team put together.
Okay, very good.
And it was fun to log the miles and see where you were and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
It was a nice program.
Perfect.
I appreciate y'all doing stuff like that, especially.
Yes, sir.
There was a nice crowd that first morning down at the New Bridge Street complex, so where the farmer's market is now.
Farmers market, yeah.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? If not, I'll need a motion to approve the report.
So moved.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Jay, thank you,
Jay.
sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Y'all
time.
have a great day.
You bet. Thank all of you. Okay. Dustin, where should we head next?
Yes, sir. So we can go back to those pulls from the consent agenda if that's okay. So under E3, Human Resources, E3A2 is discussion and or action regarding replacement of county engineer, including but not limited to interim management replacement process, job description, changes, updates, and related matters. I'd like to call on Anna.
Good morning, Anna.
Good morning. So I have a request here to appoint an interim county engineer. We have a vacancy there. And I'm excited to recommend Amy Berlarley Highland as the interim county engineer. She is here with us today. She is currently the assistant county engineer, and her experience far exceeds the qualification requirements of the county engineer position. The request includes an appointment effective today, April 1st. The request includes a salary adjustment recommendation to $123,401, also effective today. And if approved, the interim appointment functions of those functions of the county engineer, and the salary adjustment would be applied to the existing position, assistant county engineer, position number 568, which she holds currently. And then there may be some overlap, but the auditor's office can answer any budget-related questions if needed.
Anyone have any questions with regards to the budget? If not, I'd like to take E3A1 and E3A2 together. So if I could get a motion to approve both of those.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Amy. We appreciate it very much.
Good luck, Amy.
Anna, anything else?
I have a couple of E3 items.
You are the E3 the agenda.
Yep, you're it.
All right, if we could go to E3B.
So E3B, here's a request from adult probation to approve and record the retiree rehire affidavits. They want to rehire somebody who retired a few years ago. The name is Lawrence Day. This person met all the requirements, the posting met all the requirements of our policy, and they meet the minimum 90-day break-in service requirement that's required by both us and TCDRS. And so they want to hire this person as a part-time adult probation officer, position number 878, as soon as April 7th of this year, and we recommend this for approval.
Okay, questions or comments? If not, I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve E3B.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Colin, real quickly, how are you doing with staff?
It's gotten a lot better.
Okay. So the changes that were made have been beneficial?
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. And I appreciate Anna and her being unique and innovative as far as the recruiting and online stuff has helped a lot.
Fantastic. Good news. All right, Anna, E3C.
So E3C is a similar request. It's a request from Road and Bridge Precinct 2 to hire a retiree. The name is Nathaniel Burns. This is a request to hire into a full-time position. It's equipment operator position 477. They've also been not a county employee or a retiree for a couple of years. They meet all the posting requirements, application requirements, and they have completed all the required affidavits. And so the request is to, this one, we were late on, HR was late on presenting this to court. Again, this is just that process of recording those retiree affidavits. This person started March 24th of this year, and so of course we do recommend this for approval.
Questions or comments?
This is a trend, I guess, for people that want to come back to us in all agencies, which is, that's a good thing to me.
I think they miss
Yeah,
us.
They do, and this gentleman here is a very big asset to my team, so.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Dustin, where do you want to go next, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't realize Colin was there. So if we could drop down to item M5, authorization of office space for use by the Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network at the Juvenile Detention Center. I'd like to call on Colin Coker.
Colin, I thought we were just going to get to look at you this morning. Hear from you.
He dressed up nice, you know?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are y'all doing this
Doing
morning?
well.
So this is something that's been in the works for a while. As the court may know, we have operated a non-secure shelter, predates me coming in 2014. With some changes in the way that we were going to have started using that shelter after I came on in 2014, and with particularly with COVID happening, the usage of that non-secure shelter has decreased tenfold. And I can't remember the last time we actually had a juvenile ordered over there for any length of time. I think over the last 5 years, we've only used it a couple of times for a couple of different juveniles. So we started looking at ways that we could reutilize or repurpose that. And we came up with a unique idea to have Clare Center for Family Behavioral Health Network actually office out there and provide enhanced services. They already do a lot for us, and we're very appreciative of the Behavioral Health Network and what they provide for our juveniles and families. This would be very unique because there are some enhanced services, but I can't understate or overstate, if you will, the challenge that transportation still continues to be for our families and juveniles to actually access these services. So we're looking at it as kind of a hub for mental health services. While they come out there, either they're being released from detention or get through with court or get through with visiting their probation officer, we can walk them over, if you will, to a behavioral health network to be able to provide some mental health services for the kids. So transportation gets to be a little less of an obstacle when they're already coming out there seeing us. They can immediately go out there and access those services or get signed up for those services because they're going to be on site with us, literally 20 yards away from the main building. So they would be, last I've met with Behavioral Health Network, they will be staffing, they'll have up to 6 to 7 staff out there, officed out there. And that provides a lot of different programs as well. As you can imagine, they offer a lot of various programs as well as using their This amendment to the addendum to the contract will allow us to use their respite center, the Chase House, which is like it says, it's a respite center where juveniles and their parents can sign the juvenile in for mental health services, but it's a unique in that they actually stay there for up to, I think, 2 weeks to provide some more intense around-the-clock mental health services for the kids. We would be able to access that service if we had a runway, because we're giving up the non-secure shelter. It would be the de facto non-secure shelter if we ever needed to access that again. We would be able to put them over in the respite center for a short term, which the respite center, the shelter was always designed to be like a short term kind of stay for the kids. We'd be able to access that if the need ever arose. Something that the Commissioners Court and the Juvenile Board approved for FY25 was the $50,000 that we were going to give Behavioral Health Network to hire one of the 2 gang reduction intervention program mental health professionals that we were going to start with them. This was going to be something that is very similar to our commitment reduction program that we already have a contract with them to pay, and that's a grant funded. That comes from our grants. We get about $1.8 million in grant funds, and we use that to pay Behavioral Health Network to provide 2 mental health professionals for our commitment reduction program. So this would be something very similar to that, but it would concentrate on the kids that we have coming in that are either affiliated, at risk, or have been identified to be in a gang. So they would work with that pretty tough population in order to provide some mental health mentorship and some other kind of social type services for those kids and the kids' family, and work in tandem with the probation officer because the kids will be on either deferred prosecution or official probation. So those are the kind of the enhanced services that we would be getting in order for them to utilize the county building.
I think the collaboration is remarkable.
Yeah, it's always good.
Oh, it has. I've been very blessed when I got here in 2014, and some of the other counties I've worked with. The LMHA was not as involved as Behavioral Health Network is, so I can't speak highly enough of what they do for us and continue to provide for us and try, if we identify a weakness or something, a gap, one of the first things we do is pick up the phone and they'll try to fill it one way or the other.
Any other questions or comments?
I do, and this is just surely for information purposes, and because if you help one, it's great. That matters more than anything. How many juveniles do you actually will take part in this? I mean, how many will? How many are utilizing it right now, per se? You have a number?
Just Behavioral Health Network in general?
Yeah.
We usually refer the majority of our kids for services to them.
Okay,
So
okay.
you're looking, it depends on whether or not they get put on probation or if the charge is going to be dismissed. We still refer those kids to Behavioral Health Network for services. So the majority of the referrals we receive, we either recommend or strongly recommend them to attend those services.
Okay, great.
But the possibility of staying 2 weeks is new. That's something that's new, I'm assuming, with this building?
Well, so the non-secure shelter, when it was in operation, the kids could be, we had some kids out there that were there for an extended period of time for, those were usually special cases. I believe the respite center has about now don't quote me on that, I believe they have about a 14-day kind of threshold where they keep them out there. So it's something that the Chase House has been in operation now for about 6-7 years. And they do have, the population out there that they can have is somewhat limited, which is why this enhanced services would guarantee us if we needed a bed, they would provide a bed out there. We could put a kid in there for a short-term stay.
Fantastic. Great. Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll need a motion to approve the report or the request.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Phil.
Dustin?
Yes, sir. All right, we can move back up to item F, bids, RFPs, RFQs. F1 is authorization of quotes from Total Office Solutions for 1211 Washington and Information Technology Department. There's two action items here. F1A is regarding cubicle reconfiguration, relocation from the Sheriff's Office to IT office. And F1B is regarding new cubicle panels for information technology. I'd like to call on TJ and John Carter.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So this request kind of popped up at just the right time. Last court session, we had talked about some modular furniture for the IT department. Well, during that time frame, the SO had made a request for next year's budget to create a hard-walled office on the second floor where they currently have some cubicles set up. So we thought in doing so, now might be the perfect time to let's go ahead and cannibalize those cubicle stations and get them over to 1211 so the IT department can utilize them and save a little funding and go ahead and knock out the hard-walled office. So these two requests kind of come hand in hand. We know it's kind of out of the realm of the budget year, so we'll be asking for contingencies. But we do recommend it for approval. There is some cost savings that we'll see in doing so.
Okay. Any comments or questions?
Motion to approve both, what would that be, F1 and F1A
F1A and F1B.
Second.
and F1B? Okay, I'm sorry, F1A and F1B, yeah.
And you have a second reflecting that, sir?
Second.
All right, appreciate that. Any further discussion? Any comments? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
F2 is authorization of recommendation for bid 25-009 aggregate surface treatment. Ken?
Yes, on the aggregate surface treatment, we received responses from Texas Material, Green Dream International, Armadillo Materials, and Arcosa Aggregates. On the picked up, we received bids on the grade 4 from Texas Material and Green Dream. For the grade 5, we received responses from Texas Material, Armadillo Materials, Green Dream, and Arcosa. And then on concrete sand, we received responses from Armadillo, Green Dream, and Arcosa. On the delivered, we only received the responses from Texas Materials and Green Dream. On the picked up, I recommend that we award all based on location and availability, and then on the delivered, I recommend based on availability.
Okay. Questions or comments for Ken? If not, I'll need a motion to approve.
Motion.
Go ahead.
Motion to approve purchasing director's recommendation on aggregate surface treatment.
Second.
I have a second. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, moving on to item G, contracts and interlocal agreements. G1 is authorization of monitoring agreements with First Fire Protection Services. G1A is regarding the county courthouse, and G1B is regarding 1211 Washington Avenue. TJ?
Yes, so G1A was kind of forced in our hand due to the downtown jail demolition. So the current fire panel phone lines actually ran through the basement as the hub for that unit. So during the demolition process, we had to dismantle those wires and we put in a cellular device for the fire alarm system. So this is for the monitoring agreement with that. 1211 was one that we had actually never set up in the past. So this is setting that system up and getting it to where it's monitored on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there are no questions, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve G1A, G1B.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
G2 is authorization of service order agreement with Source Core BPS Incorporated, doing business as HOV Services, Excella Technologies for District Attorney case file scanning for 2003 felony records. John?
Morning.
Morning, John.
So this is, excuse me, this was from RFP 25-006 where we went out to bid, and Excella/HOV Services were the winners of that bid. And now they've presented their option for the 2023 felony records for the DA. And this is just that number. Total amount there is $27,443.14. We've used this company before, so we are familiar with their services, and we do recommend this for approval.
Okay. Anyone have a question for John?
Motion to approve the service order and agreement.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
G3 is authorization of talent locator model service agreement with Recourse Communications for recruiting services for jail facilities. Major Ives?
Yes, we're asking to do another contract with RCI. We had some success. We ran a campaign with them from January 6th to March 14th, in which they produced about 135 qualified applicants for the pool. We were able to get about 8 hires from that so far, but we still have 40 of those applicants that are in backgrounds. We are 20 jailers down currently, and it was a successful pool for us last time. We'd like to do this again, see if we can hopefully get from the 40 that are still in backgrounds, 7 or 8, and then get really close to being fully staffed in this next run.
Sounds good.
Sounds like they've had some success with it, David. That's great. That's great. What?
And we have, Commissioner, as long as you have it, we are not just getting candidates, like they're not just doubling the amount of applications that we get. They're also producing candidates that are staying longer with us. So if you look at the candidates that are hired just through the regular website versus the RCI campaigns, we are having much more longevity out of these candidates, Commissioner. So it's a lot better ROI than what we thought initially.
Good. That's good. Motion to approve G3.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, David.
G4 is authorization of interlocal cooperative agreement with City of Hallsburg for road work. Commissioner Wilson?
Yeah, this is a agreement. We had a emergency kind of agreement with them, and this road up there on top of Pavelco, to me, was emergency. You couldn't drive down it, but it goes to our boat ramp number 5 that we're trying to revitalize the lake. So we agreed just to road mill it up and fix it up for them just so we could drive down it, and then we'll chip seal it at a later date. So it's turned out really good, and I've got some great compliments from the community folks that are getting to use the road, and the school buses run down this road too.
Fantastic. Anybody have a question or comment?
Well, I think one of our goals was to improve access to our lake and usage of it. To me, this is a positive way of doing that, and the more usage we can get out of our lake, I think the more obviously benefit it is to our communities. So I think it's a great idea.
And I want to compliment you as well on the volume of work that we're seeing out there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's, everybody's bought into this, and we are really rolling, and I appreciate y'all's.
No pun intended.
No, I appreciate y'all all helping us, and with my executive assistant, Tracy, Miss Tracy, we're getting it together. So
Fantastic. Okay.
I make a motion to approve the agreement with the City of Hallsburg.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
G5 is authorization of professional services agreement renewal with Hub International Insurance Services. This is for employee benefit plan group health insurance plan consultant. Anna?
This is a request to renew our professional service agreement with Hub International. We've been with them for many years. The agreement is set to expire May 8th, and the renewal request is for an additional year through May 8th of 2026. There is an increase from 48,000 to 49,500. And we recommend this for approval. We've been working well with the new consultant lead with HUB.
Any comments from anyone?
That 48, we had that for a couple of years, didn't we? It was
For
stacked.
a very long time.
It's been a long, yeah. I said a couple, but I was trying to be generous there.
At least 10, maybe.
10 years, that's great, yeah.
Off the top of my head.
But this year we are going out for bid, and so we felt
The year
the
before I
increase
came on.
is
Really? Okay.
warranted. Yeah.
On our TPA.
Okay.
They certainly know the magical number though, don't they?
Yep.
That's smart.
Motion to approve the renewal with Hub International Insurance Services.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
G6 is authorization of professional services agreement with H2O Partners for McLennan County Hazard Mitigation Plan update. Ken?
Yes, this is just a kind of formalized in our agreement. We did the RFP 25-007. They sent, what would be their customary agreement. I had Dustin look at it. I had Mike Dixon look at it. And now I've sent this over to H2O. I haven't heard back from them on any response to what I sent to them. But again, this is an agreement that was reviewed by Mike. So I say I recommend that we approve it.
Questions or comments for Ken?
Only question I have, and I guess it's just understanding the working. What happens, Ken, if we awarded the RFP 25007 for work on the courthouse? What happens if we didn't approve this? We've already awarded the work, so what happens if you don't approve this part?
That's a good question. We'd have to work through it.
Obviously, I don't want to do that, but I'm just curious why. Yeah, I'm always curious why we have two different approvals when we approve something being done.
Well, we approved the RFP and their response to our RFP, but this is more or less formalizing it into one document.
Okay.
Two documents
Yes,
that we're approving.
right.
Yeah, and so Commissioner, essentially, if we would have, if we couldn't have reached an agreement with them, they were the only respondent on this one. So then we would have had to go back out and reissue our RFP. And
I guess my question is, when you award this, when you go out, can it not be rolled all into one and do it all at one time? I guess that's.
Well, it's incorporated.
Yeah,
Let's say that.
Yeah, can it not all be incorporated into one action by the court, so we don't wait 2 more weeks to get anything done, and so forth and so forth? So that's my questions, I guess, and we do that with a lot of different things, so.
And we have done that somewhat, but generally I wait for the court to approve the recommendation for the response to the RFP.
Okay.
And then we're kind of formalizing the contract after that.
Thank you. I would, have we already had a motion to approve?
We have not.
Okay, that would be my motion, to approve the agreement with
Have a
H2O
motion,
Partners.
have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
G7 is authorization of encroachment agreement with the city of Waco. This is a permit for improvement in the city's right-of-way. So as has been discussed before, we'll be building new transformers and locating the emergency generator in the parking lot, in the records building parking lot. The electricity leaving those generators is private to come back across to the judicial center. And so we just need this to be able to cross the right-of-way, the city's right-of-way across 5th Street. So that's this has been reviewed, recommended for approval. Mike's reviewed it as well, and it is on the city council agenda for this evening also.
What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the encroachment agreement with the city of Waco.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
G8 is authorization of interlocal cooperation agreement with City of Mark for road work. Commissioner Wilson?
This is agreement with the city of Mart. We're trying to improve Fall Street to Stanton Street. It's actually a integral part of a county road system, but it's just been neglected by the city of Mart for years. And right now, we have school buses that go up and down it, and it goes out to Sleepy Hollow Road, which we have school buses that travel out that road tremendously, and down Willie Young Road. So we're just reaching out to them. We sold City of Mart a road mill machine, and we're going to work with them and own this roadway here to help them learn how to use it properly, and then we'll use some of our blades probably. But it's exciting times. Try to help a local city out that needs it, and it's not going to be a big chunk from us at all, so.
Okay. Anyone have any questions or comments? Is there I will ask this, do you know what the maximum amount of money might be that you would spend on this? Or ask for reimbursement?
$14,000, maybe the maximum. Yeah, we've kind of went through it. It's not, we're gonna use their employees mainly in that BOMAG machine, so.
Okay. And then I'm gonna ask Dustin, because I don't know. But Dustin, does that need to, you guys have the interlocal agreement already written and it's ready to go? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yes, sir.
That'll work. Any other questions or comments? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the agreement with City of Mart.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Under item H, capital improvement and construction projects, H1 is authorization of construction budget for 25th Street building. TJ?
Yes, so before you, you have the ask for the construction budget for 21, 24, 25th Street. So we kind of touched on this last court session. We got all the numbers put together and finalized. So an all-in cost of $233,305 will put us where we need to be on that facility.
Okay. Anyone have questions or comments?
And what was the purchase price on the building?
It's $425,000.
Okay, and that still puts us in a pretty good situation with price per square foot, doesn't it?
Right, I believe it was under I think it was around $78 or $79 a square foot, because it's a 7,500 square foot facility.
That's still really good. Questions? If not, I need a motion.
So move.
Second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Under item I, budget amendments, I1 regarding the FY24 budget. Don't believe we have anything there this week. So moving on to I2 regarding the FY25 budget. Francis?
Thank you. So for FY25, starting with I2A, this is in general fund for the criminal district attorney. And this is a requested increase to their professional services line. So this includes cost like expert witnesses, psychological evaluations. A hard number sometimes to pin down budget-wise, depends on the type of cases. And so they've had an increase in capital cases and appeal cases, which increases those costs. They have found a portion of that within their budget and then are asking for the additional amount from contingencies. I2B, this is general fund countywide, requesting to move from contingencies into repair and maintenance, and this will cover the cost for a fence around the tower at the Precinct 3 yard. I2C, this is general fund district clerk. The request is to move from contingencies into software licensing. This increase is due to those EDOC increases we saw at the beginning of the year that we didn't know prior to budget adoption. And so this is just an additional amount needed, as well as an increase to their Quicken software subscription that their office utilizes. I2D, this is just here for recording purposes. This is a requested increase by the sheriff's office to the fund that is specific to federal treasury forfeitures, so forfeiture fund, and they are requesting to move within lines to increase other services and charges. I2E, this is our permanent improvement fund, Fund 401. And so we are increasing the line items for the purchase of 2124 North 25th Street. And so just like someone mentioned a minute ago, that's $425,000. And then also we've included those cost of repairs that TJ just discussed. And so you'll see there that total of $658,304, moving from contingencies within that permanent improvement fund.
And if I could, I just did the quick math, and it's about $87 a foot, as opposed to that 78 that I said. Just wanted to make that correction. Sorry. Thank you, Francis.
Thank you. And then I2F, this is general fund, information technology, requesting to move from contingencies into their furniture and equipment line. And this will cover the furniture that you approved on the last agenda for their new office space, as well as a copier and then a refrigerator for their break room. I2G, this is general fund maintenance of buildings. The request is to move from contingencies into their repair and maintenance line. This would cover the cost of modifying the cubicle space at the sheriff's office after they remove the cubicles, rather modifying that space to be usable. And then I2H, this is general fund road and bridge 3. Requesting to move within that department into road construction materials for the remainder of the year. And that concludes the budget amendments. Let me know if you have any questions at all.
Anyone have questions or comments? Okay. If not, I'd need a motion to approve the I2A through I2H.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Francis.
And then I3 is regarding the FY26 budget. I3A is discussion and approval of budget calendar.
We can't be ready already.
We're here, we're here. So today we have 24, 25, and 26 on this agenda. So we've provided you the preliminary calendar for budget and tax rate activity. So just to highlight a few things, and as you go through this, if you have any concerns or questions or anything, please just reach out to us, and we can, try to navigate any issues that may have come up date-wise. But you'll see on this Friday, we'll be sending out budget packets to all departments. And so we'll be working with departments, over the next months and putting those budget requests together. Next agenda in 2 weeks, I'll be doing a report on our 2024 financial report. So we now, as of yesterday, have that finalized, and we have our audit opinion letter. And so we'll be looking at where we ended 24, where we are in 25 right now, where we are at the 6-month mark. And so I think that will help us gauge where we're going as we enter 2026. And then as you look through, we'll be providing through a couple agendas in May and June, just some additional information that will help. We'll go through what we always call the budget binder that has historical information. Again, just to get our minds focused on that and look at historical information to help prepare. So then most importantly, the month of July. So we have listed there July 1st through 29th as needed. What I'd like to push on is that the week of July 7th and the week of July 14th. We did this similarly last year and are hoping this will work again this year. We want to really just focus those 2 weeks on budget discussions. And so having information ready to go, questions for departments, having departments prepared to come in and speak. And so we are very confident that we can cover everything and get a consensus from you all in those 2 weeks. That week before, we could touch on that first agenda in July, but of course, there's a holiday at the end of that week. So it makes it a little difficult. But the weeks of July 7th, July 14th. We will then come back July 29th, and you will vote on a proposed tax rate. We will file the proposed budget. So that's what that month of July looks like. And then, of course, working through August, working through our necessary dates, publications, hearings, and then we are planning on adopting budget and tax rate on August the 26th. So, and again, any questions, concerns, let us know. But if not, we will plan on sticking to this as much as possible.
Anyone have any questions or comments? If not, we'll need a motion to approve the recommended calendar for the budget 2026.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Right, we have nothing under item J this week. Under item K, grants, grant proposals. K1 is our ARPA discussion. Under it, we have K1A regarding the professional services agreement with Forvis Mazars. K1A1 is authorization of amendment number 3 for grant administrative services. So originally, our contract with Forvis was under a GSA contract, and after the public health emergency expired, that GSA contract had to go away. So this just removes that language from this agreement. We are still under our same rate schedule that has an annual escalator, and they actually did not apply our annual escalator last July 1st. So our billings through February were at a lower rate, and then beginning in March, it will adjust to that rate that should have adjusted on July 1st of last year. But this has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
Questions?
Motion to approve the amendment with Forvis.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
K1A2 is authorization of grant management services invoice through February 2025. This invoice totals $5,053.18 for those grant management services. It has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
Questions or comments?
Motion to approve the invoice from Forvis.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
K1B is regarding the subrecipient agreement with the City of Riesel, authorization of draw request number 5. Francis?
Yes, so this is related to the subrecipient agreement through ARPA funding for the City of Riesel. Like Dustin mentioned, it's their 5th draw request. It has been audited, reviewed, and we recommend it for payment.
Motion to approve the draw for Riesel.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Any idea on when they'll start
what's
pumping
the-
water?
No,
I'm just
I
curious.
visited with them, but they haven't come up with that.
No date yet on, okay. Okay.
Okay, do we have a motion? Okay, and a second? Yes. All right, sorry. No other comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
K1C is regarding the McLennan County ARPA HVAC renovation project agreement with Lockridge Priest. K1C1 is authorization of pay application number 2, and K1C2 is authorization of pay application number 3. Ken?
Yes, we're running a little bit behind on the payback app number 2, I'll say that, but just sharing. But that pay app, the cost of the work was $136,947.60, less retainage. And so the grand total for pay app number 2 is $123,252.84. On pay app number 3, which is the most current, the cost of the work was $236,716.46, less retainage of $23,671.65 for a total pay at this time of $213,044.81. And this has been reviewed and recommended for payment.
Okay, anyone have a question for Ken? If not, I'll need a motion to approve K1C, K1C1, and K1C2.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Right, and Francis, I'm going to read K2 and K4 in together. So K2s are in the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services Title IV-E grant. This is a ratification of corrected Title IV-E legal assistance claim for the quarter ending December 31st, 2024. And then K4 is regarding the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services Title IV-E grant, ratification of corrected Title IV-E legal budget.
And so on K2, right, K2, that was, like Dustin mentioned, A correction for the quarter ending December 31st, 2024, the federal reimbursement's $40,193.43. And then on K4, this was a ratification of that corrected budget for Title 4E legal. And so you'll see there the comparison between the original and the new. And the new has a grand total of federal reimbursement of $22,926.07.
Questions or comments? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve K2 and K4.
Second.
Have a motion to approve K2 and K4. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
K3 is regarding the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Operation Lone Star Grant Program, ratification of interlocal cooperation agreement and related resolution for law enforcement services. Major Ives?
This is a application that the court had previously approved for us. This is just an additional document that we need with cooperating cities as part of Operation Lone Star in order to qualify for the grant. So we would request that the court approve this.
Pleasure of the court.
A motion to approve K3, the interlocal agreement.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Right, moving down to item L, Department Office Specific Requests. L1 is Specialty Court, authorization of orders, accepting donations under the local government code. You'll see a list of those in your packet, and do just want to point out the large number of those donations in memory of Judge David Hodges for use by the Specialty Court. So we just need a motion to accept these donations.
What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to accept the donations for the specialty court.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
L2, County Sheriff, authorization of request for purchase of duty weapon upon retirement of peace officer. I'd like to call on Major Ives and Ken.
Yes, Bill Griffin is retiring from our agency, and he has turned in a request to purchase his duty weapon per 614.051, and we would like the court to approve that.
Fantastic. How many years did he serve?
23.
23?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but he had a lot of years in the local law enforcement, so he came to the sheriff's department, yeah.
Correct.
Worked with him forever.
All right, what's the
If I
pleasure?
may,
Go ahead,
let
Ken.
me just share, this was the first time we've been asked for the purchase of a Glock 47. You know, the Glock 17 has been the premier weapon. It's been changing. And so I had to do a little research, and I
See a
went out.
$50 increase?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a newer gun, so I wanted to share that's why there's a cost difference.
What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the request.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
L3, Information Technology, authorization of technology equipment destruction. John?
Yes, this is a request to destroy 11 notepads. The hard drives are built in, which is why we need to destroy those in total, and frankly, they're pretty destroyed already. A lot of them are broken and completely unusable. There's no cost associated with this other than the destruction, so we request that we approve this destruction.
What is that process?
How are we going to get no cost? I mean, everything costs.
We turned them over to purchasing.
We're working to deal with the city of Waco.
Oh, okay.
City of Waco is.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, and so they're taking from us, and then they are taking care of our used equipment like that.
Okay.
60-ounce sledge won't do that.
Sheriff's Department training.
Have to have someone to
training
swing it.
Maybe.
Hey, motion to approve the equipment destruction.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, moving down to item M, additional items. M1 is the discussion on pending state or federal legislation. I don't know if anybody has anything specific they would like to discuss today. And if not, we do have under M1A, discussion and or action regarding the Central Texas Water Alliance, Senate Bill 1194 and House Bill 2626. In your packet is a letter from Senator Flores and Representative Buckley, just explaining a little bit about the Central Texas Water Alliance. So we just wanted to make the court aware of that as it progresses through the House and Senate. So if there's any questions, I think Judge is thinking about having Judge Blackburn from Bell County maybe come do a presentation to Commissioners Court at some point. But I think we can just accept this letter for recording purposes.
Okay, need a motion to do such.
Motion to record for recording purposes.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
M2, selection designation of public members of the Salary Grievance Committee regarding the FY26 budget. And Mercedes, I don't think we need to do anything today, correct?
That's correct, Dustin. We don't have anything today.
Thank you.
I was so ready to watch this. Anyway. So we need no action taken on that, correct?
That's correct. Nothing for today. So moving down to item M4, authorization of refund requests for overpayment of real estate taxes. The tax office has submitted a list that's in your packet. And just as a reminder, only those overpayments or erroneous payments in excess of $2,500 must be approved by the Commissioners Court. So we just need a motion to approve that list.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
M6 is discussion and or action regarding the public power pool procurement proposal for electric power supply. Commissioner Jones?
So our electric contract is up at the end of December. And it is time for us to go out for bid again. For several years, we have used a cooperative called P3. And they have saved us quite a bit of money compared to the market. And so they are proposing to go out to and secure contracts in the future. Now, the electric market has changed since we last went out for bid. I think, and most everybody knows this. And there is a thing called scarcity pricing now. And that's added into the markets. They're proposing to change their contracts up a little bit, and but the one significant thing I think is maybe that we try to go out for a little longer, and they're going to do consecutive one-year contracts. So I'll let Ken chime in. He understands what a good job that P3 has done for us in the past, and I think we can count on them to do another good job in a very complicated electric market right now, where things just don't add up. In the past, our electric markets have been highly tied to natural gas, and it's no longer that way. With all the demand for electricity and the lack of new build out of traditional electric power plants and things like that, we've had there's this new scarcity scarcity pricing that's built into the rates. But again, I'm confident that P3 can go out and do and literally we just hand it off to them. There's nothing else that we have to do. correct, Ken?
Well, yes, I mean, where we're at, for those that have been here, to not participate, we would have to officially state that
Yeah, we would have to opt out.
we'd have to opt out of if we don't opt out, then we're automatically in it. But I will share where we're at is where we had our grid failure, and we're recouping from the grid failure from a couple of years ago, basically.
It's not only the grid failure.
Yes.
It is, you know,
It's a whole.
it's not only the grid failure, it's the, you know, there's all these different, you know, the demand on on the grid, on, you know, the amount of growth that we've had in the state the past few years.
Now, capacity is.
And literally the lack of build out of traditional.
Yes. Power plants, yeah.
Power plants, power generators.
Capacity is growing, and I think that's why they're looking at it like a year at a time, because the future looks much better than like today. So they're looking at kind of stair-stepping to get to.
That being said, and you mentioned that they're looking to go for a longer contract this time. How many
Well,
years?
it's not necessarily a longer contract. It's a consecutive amount of contracts with the same provider, so that the provider knows, the provider will know, and then we'll also know also too.
Right, that's right.
But if there's something happens in the market and the provider can't meet the demand or can't meet the terms of the contract, then we go at it. Both parties
Yeah.
would opt out.
Yeah.
I will say this, I've grown to realize how these guys are very successful. They're very good to us. Because early on, I took a good hard look at it, and we can't do any better. These guys are solid, so.
I agree completely. You know, I'm on a call most every month with the consultants that P3 has, and they're on top of things, and they can answer any question you want, if y'all, so.
Questions or comments?
No, I would just say, I definitely support the aggregation of requests and bids to strengthen numbers.
Yes.
I really believe it. But my understanding here, Commissioner and Ken, is no action keeps us in.
That's
And the only action needed is if we choose to withdraw.
That's right.
So if we take no action, we're in.
We're in it.
Okay.
Okay, Dustin, is that
Dustin,
okay?
is that-
Or do we need to go ahead and make a motion to stay in the pool?
I don't think it would I don't think it would hurt to make a motion in the affirmative, just for our purposes, just showing that support and that we will be a part of it. But you're correct. Anything we wanted to withdraw, we would have to have a formal resolution. But I think for our purposes, just a motion that we continue with P3 is all we need. So.
Anyone like to make a motion?
Yeah. My motion would be that we continue our partnership with P3 in the aggregation of electricity pricing, power pricing.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks.
Under item N, Americans with Disabilities Compliance Project, N1s regarding the agreement with CP&Y doing business as STV, authorization of amendment for McLennan County Records Building ADA renovations. TJ?
Yes, so the amendment that you have before you for the Records Building ADA project, so during the investigation portion of the work, we determined that the entire parking lot, as well as that far north corner of the parking lot, would definitely need some work to bring it up to ADA standards. So this is the amendment that we have before you. It's for a full-blown survey of the entire parking lot, along with the design documents and the construction documents. So we've reviewed it, and we definitely recommend it for approval.
I think we do too. So that's.
Yeah, motion to approve the amendment.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, under item O, the McLennan County Downtown Jail Remodel Project, moving down to item O2 regarding McLennan County Downtown Jail Remodel for courtrooms and office space. Agreement with Brinkley Sargent Wigington Architects. O2A is authorization of invoice number 28. This invoice totals $263,703.38. It has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
Any questions, comments?
Comment would be those percentages are inching toward that 100% complete, and that looks good.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve the invoice.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
O2B is authorization of amendment to the agreement with Brinkley Sargent. And TJ, I'll kind of start on this and you can add in anything you want to. There are some increased like civil engineering costs, that encroachment issue, but the largest increase is just basing the architect's percentage off of the updated budget numbers, which per contract was to be set on the design development estimate. So that's what you will see. And like I say, that's driving the largest part of that $1.6 million increase. That's about 1.3 million just on that part itself. And then that increase from that increased cost also was seen in some of the other line items as well. So any questions, TJ and I are happy to answer them.
If not, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the amendment.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
All right, moving down to the supplemental agenda under item B. B1 is authorization of class action service agreement with Optum for Walgreens class action settlement. I'd like to call on Anna.
We were notified by United Healthcare and Optum that Walgreens had this claim settlement and that we, as our self-funded plan, may be eligible to file a claim under this settlement. And so Optum sent us an agreement. They're willing to represent us through the claims process, which is kind of lengthy and complicated, in return for 18% of whatever eligible settlement payment results of the claim. And so the total amount of claims impacted by this settlement is 3.1 million and some change. And so that's not what we would get back. That's just the amount of pharmacy claims that may be eligible for review through this claims process. And
What's the time frame on that?
the time frame to know the results?
No, the time frame of this 3.185,
Oh, I believe it goes back to 2018.
2018? Oh, okay, all right.
So it's a
Good long time then.
It's a long time.
And where's the comfort with staying with Walgreens? Or is there any?
So that, I mentioned that earlier in court, which is why, I wanted HUB to help us out this year. We're going out for bid for our third-party administrator, which would include our pharmacy and formulary. That is a part of the bid. And so Optum is our kind of pharmacy benefit manager, and Walgreens is just kind of that pharmacy that they prefer.
How many years does this entail? How long have we used Walgreens so that it impacts this number?
Since 2018.
2018, so it's been about 7 years with them. That's where this total come from. And this is what it's estimated.
Are they saying that?
That's
so
the amount of claims that have been processed. That's not the.
Not what we are.
Who's overpaid?
Exactly. That's not the recovery amount. We don't know that.
Who's overpaid? Have us as the has us as the insurer overpaid?
It would be.
Or have our employees overpaid?
It would be the plan.
The plan?
Yes, it would be the plan and not the employees, because
Okay.
on both of our health plan options, there are co-pays that are being paid by the employee. And so their cost is limited to those co-pays, and they're not subject to the deductible. It's not like they have to pay this large amount before they're eligible for the co-pays.
So the employee's not out anything, it's just the
Okay.
Does this go back to the refunds or whatever and there's some like
Rebates?
rebates, that's it.
I don't know how they will be impacting any rebates that have been applied to the fund.
Okay,
But I can email Hub and.
okay. I was just wondering if that's the number that was in under contest or whatever. So.
No, I don't know what
Well,
percentage of
so,
that.
and
is
here's the
related.
thing about having somebody like Hub and then Optum on your side is that did they found this? Is that correct?
Yes, so they're the ones that United Healthcare and Optum are the ones that flagged this settlement for us and are like, hey, if you would like us to represent you through that claim process, we can. Just sign this agreement and we kind of don't lose out on anything if we don't participate, but if we don't participate, we definitely miss out on any settlements we might be eligible for.
Yeah, and we don't have the data to back up the claims that they've got that they can throw at them. It would be an impossibility for us to do it as a county.
Right. I reviewed the claims process and yes,
Yeah.
Don't make me do that.
Way convoluted, way convoluted. I'm still processing the part where our insured are not out any money because they pay a fixed copay. It would seem that they could inflate that somehow in their bids or something. I don't know. Anyhow,
We'll review
I'm
that
still
once-
thinking about that one.
we'll have that as like a review item for Optum once we respond to
Yeah,
the request and
okay.
have them kind of do that double check for us to be sure that it didn't impact our employees.
Okay, other questions? If not, I need a motion to approve the agreement with Optum.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
And I believe that's all the action items. If we just want to confirm that.
Yes, that's
Mercedes? Yes, sir. We're complete. Okay, with that being said, is there anything else that needs to come before the court? If not, we're adjourned.
Can I ask you a question?